you check the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the horror show. I'm Marcia Parker.
And you have Jaime and Fuego here, and we are doing another Patreon review, specially requested by none other than Heather Smith, who Cecil was clarifying for us. We know that she had requested one of the previous Sharknados, because this being the fourth one, yeah, we've been making our way. Amusing films, I must admit, nothing to be taken too seriously, right?
No, nothing
Especially
serious.
this one.
Yeah, nothing serious here.
Not at all.
It was really enjoyable. My overall thoughts on we're doing Sharknado 4, to be clear. So
it's like the fourth, and then there's a subtitle to all of these, and it's Sharknado, the fourth one, or something like that.
Let's go nuclear. I don't know. There's a nuclear tornado.
There is every kind of NATO in this friggin' movie. We had hail-nados, we had lightning-nados, volcanoes, there's a cow-nado at one particular point. Like
Same cow.
Yeah.
Who loves that joke?
But yeah, you were saying overall thoughts before I interrupted like a Cecil.
Okay, so yeah, no, I actually dug this one a lot. I got really into it, strangely enough. And I was watching it with Alex, and he really dug it too. Like he thought
Cartoonish
it was so
enough. Then,
It really was. It was very cartoonish, and it was like not that gory to where you're in effect of like, ooh, maybe he shouldn't be watching this.
It's
but then,
PG-13, and the cutaways are so quick that
Yeah.
I mean, minimal blood and stuff. So,
yeah, and I mean everything about it was super cheese and ridiculous, and you know you gotta love the cameos that came through. You gotta love the different.
More than ever in this one.
Yeah, it was. I feel like they get a list
It's a
of
cameo
people.
NATO, yeah.
Maybe that's what the fifth one is.
Not sure.
We'll
We'll find out, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was definitely. I feel like at this point they just get a list of people who want to be in the next Sharknado and then write a movie around it. Because that's definitely how it feels. But
They did that with a few cameos in particular, including one person from Married with Children. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, bud, come help me out here on this pirate ship. And you're just like, I see what they did there.
Yeah. It was. I totally forgot about the pirate ship. It was so crazy. It was out of the world. Like this the whole movie was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. I did enjoy this one a lot. I did.
Yeah, it's goofy. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as the last couple ones, because I'm like, they'd already been to space, they already done all these different things, you know, but they did think of another, like, pivotal American town to go after, which we'll get to, and, well, actually many at this particular point, but I don't love these movies, but I guess I'm entertained enough by them. And it is really cameo city, as I was saying, and the bit in Texas I found to be maybe one of the most amusing, because you've got a cameo from the girl from the second Texas Chainsaw, and then you've got like Dog the Bounty Hunter, and you've got references to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Chop Top, you know, filling chili and sandwiches and all this different stuff, and then also at the very beginning where there's Chippendales dancers fighting off flying sharks. I was just like, this is the epitome of what this franchise is all about. It's nothing to be taken seriously at all, and maybe if I didn't like it as much, I still had fun. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I totally forgot about that, and as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about Las Vegas. And like, well, I didn't forget about it, but I forgot like that scene where they had the Chippendales guys like fighting off the sharks. They're like, you got this.
Flying down, and they're just like, and the one even does the pelvic
yes!
and knocks it away. It's just like, there's like these goddamn movies, man.
Yeah, like they were making fun of it. It really was a parody movie, and maybe that's why I loved it so much, because it was like pulling stuff, like out of the like life crazy stuff like the Chippendales. They definitely did a parody off of like Twister. That was big. And then like even just like when they went to Niagara Falls and they did the barrel thing, the barrel rolls and all of that. I mean, there's Terminator.
All of the there were so many dialogue callbacks, like "Come with me if you want to live" and "Hail to the King," and I don't think the previous ones were paying as much homage to those big classic horror and sci-fi films as this one was. There's so many Star Wars references and Star Trek references, and And the cast alone, I mean, I guess we can get into story, right? Because it picks up...
It does have one.
Yeah, kind of. loosely based. But it is a sequel that's technically supposed to be 5 years after the end of the third one. So Finn thinks his wife is dead, and yet Tara Reid's character is going through some sort of mechanization, rebodification sort of craziness. Gary Busey was her dad, right?
Yeah.
Which was brilliant casting in that regard. He's not as manic as you would expect Busey to be. He was a little more subdued, but you also have Finn and his father, who survived it was on the moon at the end of the last one, right?
Yeah.
But yes, it's been 5 years since they have had a Sharknado, and yet for whatever reason, a desert Sharknado, how there's sharks in the desert. I think they tie it in, if I remember, with the fact that he had opened that hotel and there were sharks in the hotel.
Yeah.
And so it's like a sandstorm that goes through Vegas and, destroys an Astro X, which is obviously making fun of Elon Musk and SpaceX and all of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so starts out ravaging Vegas, and then they have to blow up the Grand Canyon, and then they have to get back to Kansas, and then there's all of those aforementioned different NATOs that are forming with sharks within them. So I thought the last couple were bonkers and they couldn't get any dumber and more over the top, but they somehow found a way, countrywide at this particular point.
Yeah, they went crazy.
Yeah. So I was, once again, I was amused, and I really know what to expect with this franchise at this particular point. So,
it was really good. So what did you think about the acting?
The lacting?
I guess your thought about the story. I mean,
they at least did something different as opposed to, in a franchise 4 installments, and you're probably going to get some essence of rehash. You had to, but they at least did something. You have to sequelize and make it bigger and crazier, and I feel like they succeeded with that, with making it, like the entire country, as opposed to in the previous ones. Yes, they did go to space. Maybe they should have waited a little bit longer to do that.
Yeah.
But it still felt bigger and more epic. So there you go.
I did like how, the third one, they brought the daughter back, and they really focused on the daughter. And on this one, they brought the son back and focused on him and
they also brought the cocktail waitress back in the third one, if I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, from the first movie.
Yeah, they did. And then on this one, he had another sidekick girl with him, and they did talk about Nova, like she was off on a different planet or something, trying to save Sharknado somewhere. I don't remember, but it was interesting. So I think they might have said that she was in space. I can't remember now, but but they brought him back, and they had a whole new thing with Tara Reid, where it comes like she was dead, she wasn't dead. I thought it was interesting that the baby that she birthed in the third one in the shark.
His name was Gil, which made me laugh.
Right, and then he's older, and then he has this thing thinking like, oh, my mom is a shark, like. He has in his head that his mom was a shark, and so when she tried to reintroduce herself in his life, he's like, "No, you can't be my mom.
Confused.
My mom is a shark." It was very strange.
Yeah.
But it did carry on their family. there is
the shepherds all want to use chainsaws.
Yeah, they're and at the end they all band together to fight the Sharknado together because they're
cute.
shepherds, and so it's a very deranged version of the Brady Bunch getting together and defeating the Sharknado monster that just can't be defeated. So it did have a story, and it did move along, and it gives you next chapter of the Shepherd family, and then how the world yet again owes the family something.
Although that Chicago, was she the mayor or some prominent figure? It was the girl from Clueless, the black friend from Clueless, and she was just so distrusting of Shepard.
She's I bet he did it.
He's responsible.
He's making all these Sharknadoes, so he's relevant. And it's okay. I didn't think it was funny. She's like, everybody should just go inside. And she's like, no. What are your thoughts? No, get out of my face. I'm trying to go inside. You should probably go inside too. Stop it. That was
just
really
stay
funny.
away from the windows or whatever.
Yeah, making fun of the news journalists that are always out in the middle of these storms, like trying to talk to people, and they're like, just all they're trying to do is flee for their lives and get indoors. So I thought that was kind of funny. But no, I did really enjoy it. I did like the acting. I mean, it was not good acting, but
it's deliberately bad though.
It's deliberately, yeah, but it still works for what it needs to be, and the cameos are super fun.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're in Vegas, you have like Carrot Top is the Uber driver, and you see Wayne Newton at one point, and then even when all those people are like, jackpot on the slot machines, and then sharks just come and eat them, and you're just like, sorry, you know.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, that was funny. And then I already mentioned the Dog the Bounty Hunter and the Texas Chainsaw stuff, which was amusing. Yeah. You see, and Gilbert Gottfried as the friggin' eye in the sky weather guy was just so ridiculous, and his voice is like nails on a chalkboard, but still was funny enough. So yeah, and Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour is in this at one point too, and Dr. Drew, and I mean, once again, it's a cameo NATO in this, and most of them don't last very long, and you can probably understand why. So yeah,
but that's the fun part of it. I think it just brings the fun, because it just means
sharks
they
are
can
known to
bring
eat
more
anything. So
people, but yeah. So the acting is terribly good.
Or awesomely bad.
Awesomely bad.
That's a possibility too.
And, I normally don't. I'm not a big fan of movies that are purposely like this.
Well, this is like the Scary Movie or like the Naked Gun or Airplane of these sort of films.
It is, but I normally, even with those, I'm like, it's a hit and a miss for me. So
sometimes,
but I
if you've
don't
ever
know.
seen Meet the Spartans.
I am enjoying this series, so I can't imagine what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
And I love that I can watch it with Alex, and he's having a great time watching it too. So that probably brings a little bit more joy to my heart as well.
Yeah. And I mean, the effects are. They stay in line with what we've seen. I still feel the sharks maybe look the best in the first film.
Maybe.
They don't look bad in this one, but they are often seen and then just doing people in so quickly that it doesn't linger long enough for you to actually... There's one scene where Finn is fighting one on top of a train, and it's got like rocks like stuck to it and stuff, and you just keep hitting it.
Rocknado.
Yeah, because there's Boulder-nado or whatever the hell they were calling it.
Yeah.
And they blow up the Grand Canyon. I was just like, wow, okay. But that was one of the better looking sharks from what I remember.
Yeah.
And all of the locales are cool. I like the fact that you were everywhere from Kansas to, and then Mount Rushmore, and then Niagara Falls, as you mentioned. So for a Sci-Fi Channel film, I do feel like maybe they, by this point, were given just a little bit more money with each entry, and so that's how, whether it was green screen or, actual, I don't know, stock footage of locations, it's still, I feel like these films are looking just a little bit better with each subsequent one, so.
I agree. I mean, it's the special effects are still super cheese, but there
TV.
was but it still works. It works for what it is, and you just accept it and have a good time. So
and music. The last thing we would have to mention, you get the return of the Ramones style Sharknado song. And I think Wayne Newton is even singing it when you're in Vegas, and you see the pinball machine and all this shit, and you're just like, all right. And there's also a song where it's like, I'm a badass or something, and they go back to it when Tara Reid is in her training montage, which is just funny. So, hey, this isn't Shakespearean theater. You know what you're getting yourself into if you're watching the fourth Sharknado. I would imagine you've watched the 3 previous installments, and the fact that they maintain continuity, I think, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad I got around to it.
Yeah, and I just can't wait for you to request the next one there.
Whoever it may be, Nina Kraken or Heather or whoever else.
Yeah,
so we have to finish this series, Marcia.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Them all ourselves.
If you can't stop, you got to give us 5 and 6. Come on, like Cecil says, if someone requests 6, he's in. So
we might actually get Cecil on board for one of these because he had watched all of these years before, and you and I are new to the series.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
Yeah,
all right.
Freshness. So, hell yeah. Well, thanks again very much once again to Heather Smith for requesting Sharknado, the 4th one, I think is the subtitle, but don't beat me in the comments if in fact that is not true.
We'll have it right when we put it up, I guess.
It starts with a Star Wars crawl at the very beginning, with the yellow lettering.
May the 4th be with you.
Exactly. So yes, these were fun, and once again, thank you, Heather. If you want to become a patron yourself, make sure to check the info below so you can tell us what to do, whether it's a review, commentary. We have a badass boogie box that we put out every month that is curated by Cecil and the rest of the team with all kinds of cool horror goodies, stickers, DVDs, Blu-rays, all kinds of rad stuff. So yes, we appreciate all of the support, those who have been with us for a little bit of time, or if you're just jumping on the bandwagon now. So yeah.
Oh, was that me?
Yeah.
Were you cueing me?
Kind of, inadvertently.
Thank you guys again for watching. And thanks again, Heather Smith, right? Yes, I got that right. For giving us the blessing of Sharknado 4. And stay tuned, everybody, for the next installment. Hopefully, I'm banking on her to ask again, but
somebody has to.
Somebody's got it. Someone, come on, guys. But thanks again. I've been Marcia Barker.
Gracias, I've been Jaime and Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.